In my travel video today, it's all about kids in Mexico. Hi everybody, and welcome to Explore Mexico with me, Mike Vondruska. It's a very windy afternoon here in Pico De Orizaba, Veracruz in Mexico. Right behind me, the Gulf of Mexico, and so my hair is probably flying all over the place, but it is what it is. It's a natural take here as I sit on this long walkway. That runs for several miles between the city of Pico De Orizaba and the city of Veracruz. In this video, as I mentioned, it's all about kids in Mexico. Over the years, I've taken lots of video clips, and I've had videos about outdoor adventures, about specific locations in Mexico, about colonial cities, about my personal experiences living here 6 to 7 months out of the year. And I got to thinking, never really did a video about the kids here in Mexico. And so I dug deep into my archives of video clips and came up with 11. And so in this video, I'm going to show you these 11 clips. They're cute. They're from different states, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's watch video clip number 1, which was taken in the city of Queretaro, in the state of Queretaro. They're two sisters, two cute little girls. Their mom was working, selling items. This was an indoor little mall area, and they have to amuse themselves. So they actually came up with their own idea of a playground. Take a look.
¡Órale! Ya trapearon, ya trapearon con la flauta.
In the second clip, I actually was filming and exploring 2 different aquariums here in Mexico. One was in Mexico City. That's the first video clip. The second video clip is the aquarium here in the city of Veracruz. I love to capture the innocence, the wonder, the imagination of kids, and I did that. In fact, in both of these clips, the kids were fascinated, and I think us big kids too, with penguins. And so take a look and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. In clip number 3, it's all about kids in Mexico. I want to take you to about 100 miles south of where I'm sitting right now in the rainforest areas of Veracruz. There's a town called Catemaco. I used to live there, so I know it very well. There was a parade, and I've seen this actually many times, not just that parade, but others, local parades. And of course, kids are in the parade. In this particular parade, lots of kids were in it. And you're gonna see how the parents of those small children, what they do when the parade is taking place. I found it interesting, maybe you will too. Take a look. It's interesting, all these women that are walking have kids that are in the parade, so they're just gonna walk right alongside of them the entire time as they go around the square, the main square here in Catemaco, southern Veracruz. Video clip number 4 takes me all the way across the country to the Pacific side, to the city of Mazatlan. I remember this evening. It was a nice warm evening. This was a couple years ago, and they have free entertainment in Plaza Machado. And this particular night, they had the lights, they had the music, and they had professional dancers. There were a lot of women dancers, and as I was filming the people watching, and as I was filming the people performing on stage, I happened to kind of turn and I saw these two kids, probably brother and sister, and they were watching too. And if you watch the girl, you're going to see, well, both of them actually, you'll see how intent they were. They're kind of like trying to look above everybody that was sitting at tables. And then you'll see what the girl was doing, basically imitating and imagining herself on stage. Watch. For this next video clip, we're going to jump all the way across back again to the state of Veracruz. I know a lot of these clips are from the state of Veracruz, but it's where I live half of each year, so I have more video clips of Veracruz than the other places. Anyway, we had some travel guests from the United States who were down here in Veracruz, and we took them to the tropical rainforest region, very rural region, about 100 miles south of here. Anyway, we were on the beach. We were in a little beachside village called Playa Hermosa. And what happens is, I think there's only maybe 100 more or less people that live in this village. They band together to fish with a big net in the ocean, and then, as a community, and then they split up the fish that are caught. You're going to see the toward the end, when they've actually just hauled in the fish with the big net, they're on the beach, and then if you stick with the video, toward the end, you're going to see this little girl who is kind of like given a fish or thrown a fish from, I believe, her big sister, and she's supposed to put it in a bag. And so you can watch, it's kind of cute. Here we go. I guess in that last video you could say that was the one that got away, the fish that got away. She tried though, she tried to keep it in that bag. Okay, moving on to our next video clip and staying within the state of Veracruz, however jumping from the coast westward to the Oriental Mountains, Sierra Madre Oriental Mountains. And we were again with some travel guests. We were traveling up to the base camp of the third tallest mountain in Mexico. Actually, the third tallest mountain in all of North America. It's the tallest mountain in Mexico, called Pico De Orizaba. As you go up this rough trail road, you go through just a few isolated villages up in the higher altitudes, and that's what we were doing. These people don't see many foreign vehicles coming up that way because they're way up there, you know, like 10,000 feet or something. And so when I guess this started, I don't know who started this, but a lot of the vehicles that are foreign that do come through there, they're heading up to the base camp just like we were. And it's not that my travel guests were going to climb to the top of that mountain. Actually, they were going to take bicycles and then go down that same trail road. So it was a down mountain bike trip is what it was. Some people go up there to actually climb up the mountain. A little bit more ambitious, considering the mountain's 18,500 feet tall. In any case, somebody, probably years ago, got this idea that as they pass through the mountain towns to bring big bags of candy and throw it out to the kids because they can see the cars coming from some distance and they all come out to stare at who's passing by. Well, we've learned that we have to bring bags of candy, otherwise they get mad at us because it's just become a tradition. And not that many cars go up that way, so it's not like this happens all the time. So for these kids, it's a big deal. It's like Halloween. Well, we were prepared. My travel guests, as you'll see, they have candy. We bought candy before we started on this trip. So you can see what happens in this nice little interactive experience with the mountain kids of Veracruz, Mexico.
Okay, here's and water. Ready? Is he going?
Yeah, go.
Share. Otro lado, otro lado.
He thought he was going to be smart going over to this side.
Yeah. They're running out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, go, yeah.
Buenos días.
Say adios.
Adios.
All right, now we're moving on. This time we're getting out of Veracruz and we're heading into the colonial cities, into the Centro Plateau region of Mexico. North of Mexico City by a few hours is a beautiful city called Queretaro. And I actually was there a couple times last year. We set up I think it's a 10-day tour that goes and shows you all over the state of Queretaro. And I was there to film the different locations with the guides that we'll be networking with who are local. I had some free time and I was walking around the city and I happened to catch at a distance a scouting group. I've seen other Mexico scouting groups. They're co-ed. These kids that I filmed look like they were probably high school age. And scouting evidently is a big thing in Mexico. So I thought I would show you this little clip about what the scouts are like in Mexico. These are the scouts here in Mexico. It's a mixed group. Boys and girls are in the same troop. And you can see the troop leaders in the red. They had them running back and forth here, exercise, and now they're having to do sit-ups. And so it's just more than making things. They're keeping them active and in shape. And it looks like they're loving it. These are older too. These are high school kids. Nobody's complaining. Everybody's ready for whatever's happening next. And look at that, even the leaders are like their age. So they're leading themselves, so to speak. Hey, we're already up to video clip number 8. And I should preface this before you watch it to say that most of my life I've been an entertainer. I've been on stage, I've performed comedy, juggling, unicycling from everywhere, from Shanghai, China to the Caribbean on cruise ships to South America on cruise ships to Canada, the United States. I've done everything but kids' birthday parties. Never got into that. But I digress. I also have been to many, many, many schools, close to 2,000 schools throughout the US and Canada, teaching juggling skills. I know it. I know how to teach it. I'm good at it. And I've come across and become friends with a couple different teachers here in Veracruz. I'm going to show you my interaction and my privilege of being able to go into, in this case, 2 different schools. The first school is in a small town, small city here in Veracruz, and this was a private school. The kids were learning English as well, and so they asked me to speak in English, which I was doing too in front of them. So you're going to see that in both that video clip and the second video clip, which was in a very, very small village, small rural village in southern Veracruz. In fact, it had rained that day pretty hard in the morning because we were in the rainforest region, and we weren't sure if we were even going to get our vehicle up the hill to get to the school because of all the mud. So these kids, I think that school, there were less than 50 kids that were in this entire school. In any case, in both video clips, you're going to see what I use for starting to teach juggling. In this particular case, I was using the bags that you usually get at grocery stores. If you were to take one of those plastic bags, throw it up into the air, you're going to find it floats really slow. Here in the United States, when I teach at schools, I actually use 100% nylon scarves. Didn't have scarves down here, so that's why we used the bags. Only use one hand, solo con un mano, solo con un mano. Being in the tourism business with 2 websites online, discoververacruztours.com in Mexico, vacationtours.com, I am partial to this next video clip. This guy was a saint, and I'm not just saying that because this all takes place in a church. I'm saying it because he's a guide, and he is guiding probably the most challenging group age group, I should say, of any groups, all right? Obviously, you already know before seeing this, they're kids, little kids, and I think the guy did a good job considering the little kids, their attention span is like that. So when I saw this taking place, I had to like turn my camera and just film a little bit of it. Kudos to this guide for really taking on this challenge.
Veanlo por favor, vean qué bonito órgano. El día, es todo eso. Todo es, mis niños. Este órgano es elaborado en, allá está arriba, vente para acá. Este órgano, niños, fue elaborado en Casco y Alarcón, Guerrero, en 1760. Niños.
So what'd you think of that guy? Was he, you know, a saint? Did he have the patience? I mean, he was really trying to keep those kids' attention, and they're just like wiggle worms. Okay, now we're heading back to Veracruz again, and this time we're in the port city of Veracruz, and we're at the cultural house, Casa de Cultura. And there are many rooms. I forget why I was even there, for something, I think an exhibit. We were going to see an exhibit that was temporarily going to be showcased there. And I happened to hear some music, and I looked in this room, and here were these girls and a few boys too, who were practicing. I'm not sure where they were going to be performing this, but they were practicing a traditional dance, and I found it interesting. The people looking in the doorway were moms and dads of the kids, of course, and it was just a nice moment. I didn't know that I would see them, but I thought I'd turn the camera and just show you a clip of what they were practicing. The traditions live on here in Mexico, as you can see with these kids. Well, we're down to our final video clip. Video clip number 11. I saved this one for last because I think it's the funniest. I was in the city of Tlaquepaque. Tlaquepaque, if you don't know, is in the state of Jalisco, and it's right next to the big city of Guadalajara. And there's a street with many different vendors selling things. And again, just like the very first video clip with the two girls sliding down that little slide, the kids of the parents that are selling stuff, they have to amuse themselves throughout the day because they're there all day. And if they're too little, they can't go wandering around on their own. That was the case also with this little boy, except he found a way to amuse himself for quite some time. I wish I would have started filming earlier because he was inside that box for a long time. All right, the final video clip. It's all about kids in Mexico. Here we go. This kid is obviously having a good time. He is rolling around. I think he's getting tired now. There he goes. Who needs fancy toys? Oh, here he is. He's emerging. Hey!
This guy is having his fun.
Right on.
Hope you enjoyed this video. It's all about kids, my 11 video clips that I've taken over the years. Hope you had a good time watching it. And if you did, you might consider subscribing to my channel. And also, if you want to stay informed when the next video comes out, I try to put one out about every week, then click that little bell. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as they say here in Spanish, nos vemos pronto. We will see you soon. Bye, everyone.